Hey you guys, Misty here today. We're doing a color and chat in Frightfully Cute Ava Browne. And it was hard to pick a picture in here, but I think I'm going to go with this cute little mummy girl. And I'm going to be using artisan markers, my new artisan markers. Now first we're going to, let me see here. Let me go with this color. I got my artisan markers in this big container here, so I got 2 containers of artisan markers. So these are the brand new ones. So far, they're not bleeding over on other pages. They're doing really well. So this is the one we'll be doing today, coloring. Whoops, zoom in too much. There we go. Now, of course, I'm going to color her probably gray. I don't want a real dark gray, though, you know. I want a light gray. Now, this one is warm gray. So let's see how this does here. It might be too light, I don't know. So it's been a while since we did a chat, so I thought I'd come in here and talk to you guys, see how you're doing. And I hope you're all doing okay, staying safe. Yeah, like I said, this book was hard to find a certain picture. There was several in here I liked. But why not just color the mummy girl, you know? So I guess I could tell you guys about Dwayne having his colonoscopy. You know, last time I talked to you guys about it. And he went and checked up on that. And he has his appointment November the 3rd. That's when he has the colonoscopy done. So Daddy will have to drive him up to the hospital in Silva. And he has to be up there at 7 o'clock to have colonoscopy. So just keep him in your thoughts and prayers. Yeah, he has to be up there really early to get that done. But I believe that everything will be fine. He's in God's hands. He's okay. And also I want to tell you guys that about Betty's sister, Katherine. She passed away last night. She was at the nursing home in Illinois, and I hadn't seen her since Oliver's funeral. That's been about 3 years. Oliver was Katherine and Betty's brother. Oliver was a good man, and he passed away about 3 years ago. Katherine come to the funeral, and I hadn't really seen her since she went downhill. She was doing bad before she left here, and her son took her to Illinois to take care of her. She was getting dementia, and last I heard, you know, she passed away in the nursing home last night. And I wish I could see her, you know, again the way she was, and you know, be with her and see her that way. But also, I'm glad I didn't see her going down here on the way she was, because I think Mona said that she hadn't remembered anybody the past year. So I'm really glad I didn't see her that way. But she was a good lady, and that was Dwayne's aunt. I worked with her at the outdoor center for a while, and she loved to sweep the cabin. She loves sweeping. That's mostly what she just loved. She cleaned the kitchens when we cleaned houses at the outdoor center, and she really liked sweeping, and she loved singing. She had a good singing voice, and I've got a video of her on my channel. If I can find it, I'll link it on this video, and you guys can see the video that I recorded when I was at the outdoor center of her dancing to Let Your Love Flow. And the song was playing, and she was dancing to it. So if I can find it, I will share it so you guys can see Katherine. And also, I found a picture of, I mean, this is me and her. This is me and Katherine a long time ago at the outdoor center. Because I got sick at the outdoor center in 2011, So that was the last time I worked at the Outdoor Center, and this picture was taken probably 2009, 2010. I didn't write down the date on it, but this was in the van we rode in when we cleaned houses, and there was some other people cleaned too, some of Dwayne's family, and I worked with them, but it was a really good job. I enjoyed it, and Katherine was really a fun lady to be around and work with. And she made this and gave it to me. I've still got it, and I've got a bracelet that she gave me. If I can find it, I'll show you. It says Texaholic, and she gave me that bracelet. I do believe it's in here with my coloring books here. Hold on, I'll see if I see it. But it's a Texaholic. Hold on a minute, let's see. Maybe not. I thought it was in here, but I don't see it. Yeah, Texaholic. Yeah, it's somewhere, but if I come across it, I'll show you guys what the bracelet looks like. It does say Texaholic on it. I had that picture of me and Katherine on the refrigerator. Now, I will show you something too. What I'm thinking of, I will show you. Hold on, Pepper. I hope you guys can see this. This is Betty right here. That's my mother-in-law, Betty. And that was Oliver. He was a good man. He was a preacher at Cold Springs. And me and Mama would go and watch him preach. And Dwayne went for about a year. And then that was Claire. That was Oliver's wife. Claire's granddaughter right there. I forgot what her name is. But this was taken at the post office. And I'm glad to have that picture. It was at the post office in Bryson. So I was thinking about Katherine, everybody she's seeing now in heaven. And there's Oliver, and then her mom and dad. And I think it was back in the 80s, her son shot himself. They said it was an accident. And her husband, he's in heaven, Katherine, so she's rejoicing, having a good time in heaven. And I look forward to seeing her again one of these days. I thought I'd get on here and talk to you guys about Katherine. And also, when I was sick in 2011 with Guillain-Barré, I was really bad sick, and I was scared because the Guillain-Barré symptoms was really scaring me. And I said, Katherine, and that's when her mind was getting everything, you know. I said, Katherine, will you come up and stay with me for a couple of nights? And Dwayne was up here, you know, and she stayed in bed in there with me when I was sick, you know, and I'll never forget that. And I remember I was hurting so bad, aching, rolling around on the bed. She said, you're going to have to be still and get that worked out of you. What's wrong, you know? I think she stayed with me about 2 nights. I've still got some playing cards she had, and she left them here. And I've got them in there in the entertainment center. And also paper. I've got it somewhere where she wrote her name, Katherine, and draw a picture. I think it was of a flower. So I've got that. But I'll never forget that. She came up here and stayed with me when I was so bad sick. And that just seems like yesterday. And she, like I said, she loves sweeping. In there in the bedroom, there was some change in the floor, and she was sweeping. She said, I'm going to keep some of this change here. I said, well, go ahead there, Katherine. And one time she walked up here to the house. She lived not too far up the road from us. She walked up here to the house. We had Einstein. That was my cat then. And we had Einstein. And Einstein was attacking her leg out there. outside around the barn there, woodshed. Well, she was doing good that day and walked up here to see us and everything. And she lived a good life, and she had to raise, her kids pretty much by herself because her husband was mean and everything. But he straightened up his life. He did. He straightened up his life before he died. She used to work at Mountain View Manor where Dwayne works now, and housekeeper. She's a housekeeper. And she did like that job. She liked it. She'd talk to me and say, well, I wish I was back at the nursing home working, cleaning. But I remember when I was working with her at the outdoor center, when that was before she got dementia, and she was sitting there with us talking to us at the table, the outdoor center, when we was eating lunch, and she said, I'm going to have dementia. She already knew it was going to be coming on. She already knowed it. She said, I'm going to be having dementia. It'll be about 5 years if I take some medicine. It'll slow it down, Well, it did. It did. Right before she left to go to Illinois, she was getting bad then a little bit, different with dementia. Yeah, I wish I could have seen her more, the way she was beforehand, before she left Illinois. And I wish she could have been better and not had the dementia. But she, like I said, she is in a good place. And it is good to talk to you guys about Katherine, so you know what kind of person she was to me and everything. And how good of a person she was. And Charlie, I've talked to you guys about Aunt Charlie. Well, she's still up at the nursing home where Dwayne works up there. And they're not going to let her go home until she can walk again. So she's been doing therapy. She got the wrap taken off her leg a couple weeks ago. And she's been doing therapy. They want her to be able to get up and walk before she can go home. And she's been playing bingo. Dwayne said she's been winning bags of candy, and she'll walk by. Not walk by, but Dwayne will walk by and see her, And she'll say, you want some candy, Dwayne? She'll give Dwayne some candy. The other day, Dwayne brought home 4 packs of Reese cups, 2 in each pack. Well, I went ahead and ate 1 pack, and I said, Dwayne, are you going to claim these other ones? And he said, no. He said, I'm not going to claim them. I said, well, I'm going to take them over here to Marna and Betty and let them have them. So I got them off my hands because I knowed I'd eat all of them if I had them with me, Last night I had some pretzels. I ended up eating all them things, but they was supposed to not be too bad in calories, the pretzels. And I went ahead and ate those. See, that's the problem. If you got stuff on hand, you want to eat more of it. That's the problem right there. That's my problem. But I had a little under half a bag left. And I thought, well, I'll just go ahead and eat the rest of this. So I did. Drank 2 cups of apple juice. Because every now and then I get to craving apple juice. So that's what I did. I ended up drinking 2 cups of apple juice. You'd think that it would have made me go to the bathroom. Well, it didn't. Yeah, I'm going to put some red on this a little bit, I think. So she'll have some red too. I'll probably, I don't know, color them bricks a wine red, maybe. Darker red brown. I don't know. But this one won't be too hard to color, I don't think, for us to look at here. Well, this is a really fun book here. This is my problem, that I'm bad to change my mind on things when I'm coloring. So I thought I'd go back over this and put some red in. And I've been busy this month coloring a lot of Ava Browne, trying to color in the books that I've got from companies and artists. You know, trying my best to help them with their stuff, getting it out there and putting a lot into it. Which I have enjoyed. I have really enjoyed this month coloring Ava Browne. I colored Coloring Hive, Belba Family. I have had a good time doing it. Such and Such Diva too. Gives me something to do and I stay busy at it. I hear the train whistle blowing today. It was about 2 weeks ago it derailed. The Smoky Mountain train. It derailed and it was, I don't know, seemed like I heard they was hanging close over the river there, the train was. But if you type in Smoky Mountains, Great Smoky Mountain train derailing, you can probably find an article on it. You know, read about it. If I can find an article, I'll link it for you guys too, if I do not forget. And I also want to link Katherine dancing for you guys, if I can find that video. So I'll have to remember. But the train's up and running again, because I hear the whistle blowing today, so it's running. They was going to just run it, they was running it through Dillsboro there, but they decided to run it again through the gorge, Dunhill Gorge, so I guess they got it going. Which is good, because the color season coming up, they need the train, I guess. There's a tourist attraction around here for the train. We don't have much color right now. It's starting to get cold today, though. It's cold today. It's supposed to be about 39 tonight, so it's starting to get cold. And wish me luck. Tomorrow, we're going to go to Silver at Roses, and we're going to try to find Dwayne's phone case. He needs a phone case for his phone. And the phone case he's got now is not doing good. And last time he was at Rose's, he had a phone case. He was going to buy it. He had it in his hand, and he ended up finding him a coat. Well, somehow or another, he laid the phone case down because it wasn't on the receipt and he didn't get it. Well, on the 3rd, I had to go up there and get my check and stop at Rose's, and they didn't have any. So tomorrow, we're going to go to Rose's, see if they got some of them, and get us a good extension cord in case we need it. We'll do that tomorrow. But I'm hoping they've got a phone case. It's hard to find one for his phone. It's really hard to find. So I guess that's what we'll do tomorrow. And there's only one girl working with Dwayne in housekeeping. And she gave her 2 weeks notice yesterday. She's wanting to go. Her husband works way off from here, and she was wanting to move, where he was at, her and her son, because the place she lives in is not good and safe. She said it had mold in it. But she's found a house that she hopes she can get and rent, so she can stay up here. So Dwayne was talking about that today. So I hope it works out, because Dwayne needs, some help up at the nursing home. So I hope it all works out. And then, you know, that real good worker, Israel, that helped him, she went to the Bryson Pharmacy, so she's working down there now. She done real good helping him, and then she left. They only stay for a little while, workers does, and then they go to another job, you know. Dwayne, he always stays there and works. He's got good insurance, too. It has been fun coloring Halloween pictures, hasn't it? I colored quite a bit last month, too. Halloween pictures. Yeah, it's good getting on here today and chatting with you guys. Yesterday I had to do a time lapse on that pretty such and such diva picture I did with Witch, because I was wanting to do a chat, you know, coloring it, but it took a long time to color it. Probably took about an hour and a half and all, and that would have been a long time. It would have had to been in 2 parts to chat, and I just like doing maybe a 40-minute chat. So it would have been too long. And then, so I just broke it down, and then it was around 30 minutes when I done the time lapse. But I watched it last night. It still looked pretty good on time lapse. I had to concentrate on it too. On those pictures, you have to concentrate on them. But it turned out really good. I decided to leave her hair, you know, black, the witch lady, because I was going to put that white around it. It didn't look right. So I decided to just go with the black hair. And you know, it calls for blue, the back on Satchin's books. It calls for the blue on the sky on the book I was coloring yesterday. And I could have went with a lighter blue, but I like that real pretty denim blue against the sky. It looks really good. But then I get myself in a mess because a lot of it's darker, and I have to go back and use my white pen. Thank goodness for a white pen, though. Well, I have to go back and end up doing that because I end up messing up. It's just a process of different things you can do and fix it if you can. Yeah, that wind's a blowing. I think the power's trying to go off this morning too because of that wind. I went and see Mona and Betty this morning. When I get up in the morning, I like drinking a Diet Coke. I have 24-ounce Diet Coke and I drink it. I need to go to a gas station, see them buy me some. Betty had some Diet Root beer. It was really sweet. It was still real sweet, like the regular root beer, you know. And it was diet, but I drank a cup of it. Showed Betty the Sally Berry book, and I'm gonna give her the book, and then I'll order me another one. The real pretty I Love Jesus book. And I Belong to Jesus. Yeah, that's the name of the book. I Belong to Jesus. Let's see now. Yeah. We'll do this. But that's a real pretty book for these times we're living in. The color. I Belong to Jesus. And it's really good. And I figured it would help Betty feel better, you know, losing Katherine and everything. It would help her to have something to color like that. Solid black on this around the edges. What did you guys think about the William Shatner going into space? Went into space for 3 minutes, come back. Well, his reaction was pretty interesting when he was talking about it. I can't believe that he's 90 years old. Cannot believe that. I know he was up there, but I sure didn't know he was 90 years old. But, you know, if Leonard Nimoy was alive, he wouldn't have minded to experience it, I'm sure. So I'm glad Leonard Nimoy got to experience it and that he made it through it. Because they said he was really worried about it and he hoped to come back down. Me and Dwayne watched it last night while we was eating our supper. Him going into space and back down, showed it. And we watched it land. The ship. The rocket. It's a rocket, ain't it? Watched it land. It's a spaceship. Now, would it be something if he seen some UFOs? Or would it be something if you accidentally got COVID? That's what Dwayne said, getting sent with all those people in the spaceship. Spaceship? Yeah. Well, whatever you want to call it. Rocket or spaceship, whatever. You shouldn't get COVID. Wonder if he got the shot. I don't know. Even if you get the shot, you can still get it, but it's not as bad. That's what helped Shirley survive it, because she got her shot. But I know my papa, he's the same age as Leonard Nimoy. Same age as William Shatner, and he didn't got the shot. He didn't get it. No, he didn't get it. Leonard Nimoy died about 5 years ago, didn't he? It's been a while. 4 years ago. 4 or 5 years ago. Around about a year after Robin Williams died, I think it was. Somewhere around that area. Been seeing some pretty mushrooms walking. I've been sharing on Instagram my pictures I take when I go for a walk around the house here with you guys, so you guys can see the pictures. I like taking pictures of mushrooms when I come across one, or flowers or something or another, so you guys can see my small adventure, because that's about the only time I walk during the day. I try to walk some, and then the rest of the day I have to pretty much just sit all day, try to move around the best I can. That's why I do a lot of coloring, because there's nothing else really I can do. It wears me out to clean. I try to clean here and there when I can, you know. It really needs cleaning here, though. Especially under the beds. It needs cleaned really good. Been a while on that. I like these pictures because they're simple to color, you know. Simple and fun to color. Yeah, like I said, I was really wanting to color that Sachin picture for you guys on chat. It really was. Just took a while. Somebody requested that I do a show. You know, they like to see me color it, and I regret I couldn't color it on chat, but it would take too long, like I said. I know I was talking about it earlier, but I want to talk about it again. It's such a good book to color in and different. And the time lapse was really fun to do in the book, you know. We need a spider in this picture. We got some webs, but we need a spider. Now I've got to find a reddish brown color. Let's see what color this is. I could color this ground here purple just to be doing. Well, let's see. Would this look good? Purple. This wall here. Or wine red. Let me see. We'll see how this turns out. Because wine red might be... I've already got some red in here, so I don't know. We'll just see how it does. I don't think I'll color the spider webs, though. I think I'll leave it... If I do color, I'll color them gray, I guess. I might just leave them white, you know, the way they are, black. There's a spot right now. I am catching the spots I missed this time around, this month. If I miss a spot, I'm seeing it. Sometimes I don't, though. Okay. Well, Levi's sitting on my shoulder, and he's quiet. You can't hardly hear him, guys. But he's behaving himself. Usually I have to put him in the floor. And I wish you guys could hear him. He sneezes, you know, the way I sneeze, and he'll sneeze, and Dwayne will say, bless you. So he'll sneeze, and he picks up the microwave pretty good. And I think he's trying to say pretty boy. He sounds like it. Wish he would chirp and make a noise where I could let you guys hear it, you know. He's quieter than Iris was, I believe. Seems like on camera. Mama can't hear him either. When I'm talking to Mama, he don't make a noise either. So it's like he knows. He doesn't make a noise. But now Iris did. He made a noise for Mama. When I was talking to Mama, Mama could hear him talk. He talked to Pepper. And Iris, as you know, you remember, he loved Pepper really well. But Levi here, he's more infatuated with me, which is good, I guess. He sticks with me. He's a sweet bird, too. He's a real good bird. Well-behaved bird. Need to get his wings clipped again. I don't... I've got his door shut good with some clothespins. Had to order the sugar gliders another food dish because one side of their food dish broke, and it's lasted a while. So also, well, there you go. I'm glad you're making a noise for people. See, you're doing good now. So one side of the cup broke for the sugar gliders. I had to order that, and then I had it's called a treadmill wheel that they... It's called a treadmill wheel that they exercise on, and the water bottle in the cage, it had leaked out the night before, so the cover was soaking wet. And I took it off. I remember I took it off, but as far as where it went, I don't even know. There he's making the microwave noise. Thank goodness you guys can hear it. I think you know what I'm saying, so you're doing it now so people can hear you. I think you understand what I'm talking about, don't you? So, I don't know. I'm going to take that cover off of that wheel. I don't know what I did with it after. I don't know. I ended up ordering 2 covers. They have to make them. Them things ain't cheap either. $10 a piece. I ordered 2 of them. So that's how that went. Well, I'm glad you're making a noise, buddy. Well, good. Now, can you sneeze? Go achoo. Achoo. That's how he does it. I'll turn the microwave on. Turn the microwave on, buddy. You turn it on, can't you? Well, she's gonna be a cute mommy girl. Yeah, she is, ain't she? She's gonna be a cute one. Yeah, of all things, he picked up the microwave. Oh my gosh, that's good, though. Isn't it? Let's color all this one color here. Yeah. I don't know. Wine red would look good too. Either color. This is great purple. Let's start using my Arteza Everglades I got from Arteza, because my other ones, they replaced the other ones because there was yellow on my pages. So I'm gonna start using these new ones here and see how they do. So far I haven't had any yellow ones, so that's good. This is a doozy right here. Mostly my Deborah Muller pages got the bad end of it, the yellow one. This is my Deborah Muller's. Trying to teach him the X-Files. Now this is me whistling. Now listen. Now that was me, guys. I'm trying to teach him the X-Files. Can you learn it? I hope you can. It may be a task for him. I'm trying to get him to learn it. Like whistling, you like ant noise? Found me some pretty zebra Croc shoes a couple weeks ago at the shoe show when I went with Cara Mary Silva. Ended up buying me a pair. It was on sale. It was a little bit cheaper. And Mary was wanting a pair, but I ended up getting her another nice pair that she ended up liking. Can't remember if I told you guys about that or not, but anyway, I'll tell you about it again if I have. I'm bad to forget things. Some things I can remember better than other things. This is taking a little while on this, but I guess it's alright. We're only about 35 minutes in the chat, so I like to go at least, 50 minutes. And then if there's anything else on here that needs finished, I'll just stop it and then come back and show you what it looks like after it's finished. So we'll see how this does. Won't be long till Thanksgiving, will it now? Another month away, and then we'll put our Christmas tree up the day after Thanksgiving again. Already. I've got a few Christmas books, but not as many as last year. If you go back on my channel, you can see all my Christmas books. About 9 months ago, I did a video showing all my Christmas books, but I don't hardly have those now. I give a lot of them away to make more room. Like I said, I've still got a few Christmas books, but not as many. But I do, I like collecting Halloween books more than Christmas books. And I'd rather have more room for Halloween books than Christmas books. If I had to choose, This I might have to go back over again. Kind of blend it in good. Okay. Yeah, Catherine also, she'd go with me. Like, one time I went to Murphy, drove to Murphy, and she went with me to Murphy. Went down there. That was fun. She was really a fun person to be around. Fun to work with, too. I have some pictures of her with Michael. That was her son Michael, and I have some pictures of her with him. I took at the outdoor center. Then one of her standing by a Christmas tree, because one time she decided to walk up and see Martin or Betty when they lived at their other place there, and she decided to walk. She lived right below them. She decided to walk up and see them. Had on a dress. I took a picture of her by the tree. I've got that. That was a long time ago. That's when I was using a Polaroid camera. Before you really could find good cameras, you know. I started out with using Polaroid. I like hearing the marker go down. There we go. Not too bad this color. These are good markers so far. Now I'll let you guys know if I have any kind of bleeding, bleed over with yellow. But so far they've been good. This is a new set. They're pretty expensive. They might go down around Christmas time though. I'd wait and see if they go down around Christmas time. Might dry like this, because you know when I get some lines it just bugs me. I have to go back and try to fix it. So I'm not going to go over this whole thing again, just a few blocks to make it look like it's that way. Start with. See, that's okay. Instead of having to do the whole thing again. Just highlight a few blocks because I had to highlight that one there. And the sun's are shining today, which is good. Some sunshine. It was raining this morning though. Okay, that's good. I want to color this right here. This spot. I want to color it red. The REG markers, that's what it says on the marker. Jamie introduced me to those a while back. The REG markers. And they are excellent. You can't find them now. I don't know why, but you can't find them. I love using them in color by numbers. Let's see. I don't know if I can fix this right here. This spot right here, I accidentally colored it purple, and I wonder if I can fix it with this and smooth it out with red. Maybe. Because I can't stand it either when I go over something with another color. It's better. Saved by the white gel pen. You know, plants are green, so we're going to color this pot green. I know I have a weird way of doing things. Make sure that's blended in good right there. Yeah. Okay, go like this. Yep. Dwayne said he was talking about Shirley yesterday. He said Shirley was riding that exercise bike pretty good. She was riding it pretty good yesterday. So the quicker she does her therapy and try, then the better. Now this pretty orange that I use right here is called grapefruit orange. Color this back area too. Yeah, the quicker she gets better with therapy will help her, the better she'll be, and she can go home. And I talked to you a while back about Betty Miller. When she had COVID, Shirley did, and Betty's back home, but she has a hard time because she's still on oxygen a lot, So she's still having a hard time from having that COVID. Well, Shirley was breaking her leg right after she got better from COVID, and I haven't got to see her. Now I'm going to color this brown, I guess. Well, let's see. Come on, Levi, show yourself. Try not to color them rocks there brown. Well, he don't want to show himself on camera. He's camera shy. It's hard not to color these rocks. Go around them. Not too bad. Just a little hard to do. And I've been using these markers, around the bird, the alcohol marker. It doesn't seem to bother the bird, the alcohol marker. But I haven't been using permanent markers or big markers. But the alcohol markers doesn't seem to bother the bird. They don't put off much smell either. It doesn't seem to, no. I know Ann said about it, one time, watch the alcohol markers, and I did for a while, but then I thought, well, let me just try it and see, everything's fine. I've been doing it a while, because I color a lot, so that way if he's out with me, the alcohol markers seems to be alright. Sometimes he gets restless, seems like. Pretty restless. Right now he climbed down to the bottom of the floor and he's picking my shoe because I've got on the zebra Crocs. Might as well give her an orange coffin, Instead of a gray one, give her an orange one. And that's a good brown right there. Spiced cider. This is a darker gray. Gray green. But it's more gray, it looks like. I could color the spider webs a green, light green color to make it look Halloween-like instead of leaving them white. It's hard toys to make because they look good white too, you know. Let's see here. Do I have a light green in here? Oh, let's do it. Should we do it? I guess so. I see two gnats flying around. That does look good. We're gonna get finished with this picture just in time, so that's good. So there we go. I think it's done. There it is. The zombie girl. So thank you all so much for stopping by, and I'll be back again. I love y'all. Have a good day. Chat again. Bye-bye.